Hey, this is Deb Alps, DebAlps.com. How many of you are out there struggling with belief? You know, you're looking at yourself and you're thinking, wow, do I have what it takes to be successful in a home business? I totally understand. I totally get that. Pretty much everyone out there has struggled with that at one time or another. So I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can use right away to overcome that. Number 1, pick up positive books and read them every day. Make sure you read at least a half an hour a day. And I usually recommend reading a half an hour in the morning and a half an hour at night. What books you want to read? Books like The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, books like A Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Positive thinking books. I also would add The Secret. You know, I'm watching The Secret movie. That just is totally amazing to me because it teaches you how you attract people to you. You attract what you think about. And so I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty careful about what I think about. I don't think about, hey, I'm broke. I think about, hey, the checks are in the mail. So it changes the way you think. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, go find people that are in worse shape than you are. Believe me, there are people out there that have struggled or they're in the same shape you are. Dani Johnson. Dani Johnson, go to DaniJohnson.com. When she started building her business, she was completely, absolutely broke. She was homeless. She was living out of her car, and she was making her phone calls on a payphone, right? That's daunting, right? I think that's absolutely daunting. But a lot of us are sitting out there making excuses. I mean, gee whiz, you know, you're living in a car. You're making phone calls on a payphone, and guess what? You know, you don't have a shower. You can't take a shower to clean up. So you're cleaning up in the bathrooms, and I mean, look at how daunting that is. Okay, any of you in that bad a shape? All right, and she built a totally successful, I believe, 8-figure income business. Add to that, Ray Higdon, again, another one. He was in personal foreclosure. He was to the point where, you know, they were going to take his home. All right, his wife, she was a girlfriend at the time, was working at the counter of an department store and a makeup counter just to pay their utility bills. I mean, that's daunting, guys. All right, you know, you in that position? I got another one for you, Vince Reed. You know, just a very few short years ago, Vince Reed was also at the brink of foreclosure, also ready to lose his home. And not only that, they took his car and repossessed it. They took it back. So he went without a car for 2 years. All right, guys, that's daunting. You know, others, Misha Wilson, all of that. They had built successful businesses, again, broke and, you know, not having any money. So you can look up all those names, you know, if you don't have any money to build a business. Tip number 2, the second one, actually, if you want more people, look at Cesar Rodriguez. Cesar Rodriguez was a broke college student. So he not only didn't have any money, he didn't have any credibility because he was young and people were looking at him like, you know, what do you know? You don't have any credibility. So that's another excuse people use. Now, what about a disability? All right, there's people out there building absolutely fantastic, successful businesses with a disability. You know, I happen to be one of them. When I was a teenager, I got kicked in the face by a horse. My cheekbone got crushed. Yeah, I lost an eye and some other things like that. And, you know, because of the damage that was done, you know, basically I ended up having to wear the eye patch for a very long time. Now, I could have sat around and I could have had a pity party and I could have just said, well, you know, now I can't do anything with my life. But I chose not to do that. I chose to become a valuable person, okay, with a disability. Some of the other people that have done that is Nick Vujicic or whatever. He's on YouTube. Go ahead and look him up. I'll put a link below. And this guy by the way, is a speaker, public speaker, and he was born with no arms and no legs. Okay, guys, how daunting is that? I just ran onto another guy that is legally blind, that is building a business, and add to that, I saw somebody receive an award that could not hear, so they were giving their acceptance speech and sign language. Okay, guys, daunting right there. So if you're feeling like, wow, you know, I'm in bad shape, look at people that are in maybe worse shape than you are, right? The other thing is take action. Guys, I can't emphasize enough. Let's say that you go to a seminar and you learn something new. Get out there and practice. Take action, because it's like me when I was extremely shy as a teenager. Extremely shy. I had to actually make myself talk to people. I had to make myself come out, and I had to practice those people skills. It's the same way when you go to a seminar. Practice that stuff. Get out there. Go ahead and talk to people. Cold calling. When I first got in, I didn't have any money. Again, you know, you heard about the Dani Johnson story. She's calling on a payphone. Cold calling helps you. First of all, you got to get an attitude of, don't be addicted to the outcome, okay? And then go out and start calling people, building some rapport, a little bit of rapport with them. I have a slightly different way. I started out with scripts, but I have a slightly different way. I don't do that anymore. I go out, I build a little rapport, and then I approach them. So, I mean, go ahead and practice that. If you got some value from this, go ahead and go over to my blog at debelps.com and grab your free Attraction Marketing Bootcamp to find out, hey, you know, do I want to take my business online and use the leverage of the internet? And also get my free cold calling scripts if you need to make money now. You can have some scripts that you can use immediately to go out and make some money for your business. Anyway, guys, I hope you got value from this, and we'll see you in the next video.